Hello, World of Tank Blitzers, and hopefully a few future Mumrads. Littlefinger here. Today, I am doing a full review of the Chi-He. You can see it here in the garage. This is a Japanese Tier 4 medium tank. Basically, no armor, great gun with the standout quality of this tank is the 15 degrees of negative gun depression. This is a tank you want to play on the hills for sure. Let me just take a quick look at the tech tree, even though there's not much to look at here. All of these tanks have great guns, very little armor, and fairly good mobility. And you can see I've worked my way all the way up to the STB1. Enjoying that tank, although my win rate's not as great in it. You can see here that Chi-He, I've got 37 battles, 72% win rate, doing about 766 damage per game. So, I enjoy playing this tank, but keep in mind you cannot get exposed or else you will get penetrated. So let's take a look here at consumables. This is fairly standard for me: repair kit, multi-purpose, and adrenaline. Provisions, I'm running all three, which is standard fuel, white rice, and protective kit. Ammunition, 48 rounds of AP, 22 of the APC. Actually, it's just the AP, higher penetrating AP, and then 10 rounds of HE. Your standard pen is 87 on average for the AP and 131 there for the Pramo round. And don't forget, you can change that to credits. It's only 2,000 a round, and your HE is 29. So let's take a look at how this tank compares to others in the tier. Alright, so here we are comparing the tier 4 medium tanks using blitzstars.com. Go check them out. Great website. Lots of useful information. This is their tank compare link. Again, blitzstars.com. Anyway, you see here we've got the Chi-He on the left and the rest of the tier 4 mediums to the right. DPM at 1334 is middle of the pack. Penetration 87, middle of the pack again. Alpha 90, middle of the pack again. And that's what you're going to find with this tank. Rate of fire, middle of the pack. There is nothing that stands out on this tank more than the gun depression. You look at the aim time there. It's right in line with all the other ones. Dispersion, right in line with all the other ones. But when we get down to depression, elevation 15 degrees. That is phenomenal. This tank is great on hills. So that's how you want to use this tank. Moving on to mobility. You can see here at 44 kilometers per hour. It does fairly well. PZ3 there, 64, obviously a little bit better. Engine horsepower 247, not great. It doesn't give you the best power to weight ratio. You're not going to be accelerating up hills on this tank, but what is nice is the terrain resistance is the lowest, so you're not going to get kind of slowed down by any type of terrain as much. What I also found interesting here was credit coefficient. It is almost the best in class there at 130%. So have a good game in this and you're going to make some good credits. View range is right in line with the rest of the tanks, and obviously hit points right in line also. Like I said, this tank is nothing special other than the gun depression. You look at the hull armor. Again, you've seen a lot of green on those other tanks, meaning they're better. So I think the key is how you set it up and how you play it, which we'll review in the gameplay. Alright, so here's our equipment setup for the Chi-He. Like I've said in some previous reviews with this new equipment, I'm not going to be going past level 1 with any of these lower tier tanks. So you just don't have enough spare parts. And with level 1 being used by credits, it's fairly easy to equip. So anyway, looking at combat power here, you've got gun rammer, which gives you an extra 1 round of shots per minute, which equates to about 90 hit points, versus increasing your penetration by 4 on the standard AP. So to me, I'd rather get the extra shot in there per minute. So I'm going to go with that one. Vitality, this one helps with the fires, ammo racks, etc. Whereas enhanced cabin, that helps with protecting your crew. I carry 2 repair kits, so I'm not so worried about the crew as I am about ammo racks, so I am choosing the protected module. Specialization, improved optics versus camo net. Again, this is probably a toss-up for this tank because you do want to play it on hills, and you're not extremely mobile in the tank, but most of the maps are pretty small, so I prefer the longer view range. Enhanced gun lane drive is level 2. You have to use spare parts to equip these, and then you also have to wait your timer delay, versus supercharging your shell velocity and not losing as much penetration over distance. So again, I would go with the enhanced gun lane drive, get that aim time down as much as possible. Enhanced armor, 5% of bad armor is still pretty bad, so I would go with 30 hit points. It's not much, but again, this is why I'm not going to be equipping these on these lower tier tanks. Improved control versus engine accelerator. I would rather get to top speed faster, as it doesn't concern me as much as the traverse speed. So I would go with the engine accelerator. Vertical stabilizer, again, reduces your aim time. And dispersion on this tank is not bad already, so I would definitely go with a vertical stabilizer here. I'm not sure the benefit of the toolbox over enhanced tracks. I haven't tried this out yet, so I'll leave that up to you guys. Consumable delivery, 10% to consumable cooldown speed versus high-end consumables such as your power boost and adrenaline. Since I'm running 2 repair kits and only 1 adrenaline, I would choose a consumable delivery system so I can reuse those more often if needed. So that is how I would equip this. Alright, first game I'm going to show you here is Black Goldville. Got a lot of mediums here, so definitely want everyone to come up to the caves with me. BT7's off and running, and then they kind of stop at the buildings there, so I'm mindful of that. Looking at my mini map, I'm not going to pull all the way around here until I know I've got support behind me. I've seen 3 or 4 pop up on the mini map in the middle, so we're making our way that way. Then we got one that pops up, the B2 here has popped up. So he's all alone. So we're going to go tackle him first. Trying to stay either perpendicular to the sides or in the back. Track him there and finish him off. Well, they've got one sitting in base. You see base is at 50, so only got about 10-20 more seconds before someone really needs to do something. So take a pot shot there, get lucky, and fortunately this guy is sitting up in a spot where I can reset the base cap here and then go focus on the M8. Missed that shot on the move, but we come in and finish him off on the drive-by. And again, the cap's going back up. This might have been a bad decision here, but I decided to go take on the M2 hoping that I can get up on the hill, use my gun depression, and the rest of my team's folding, which is why this probably doesn't turn out to be the best move. But anyway, we're committed now to the base. So we'll light him up. He gets a shot in here. But he's got a long reload and he's got a slow turret, so we're going to be as mobile as possible, get around him. And now it's 4 on 2, and I'm trying to go help, and you can see this tank just is not going to power up hills very well. And now it's 3 on 1. So let's readjust here. We don't want to crest over that hill with all 3 of them there. Hopefully they head down towards the middle. Then I'm spotted. So now they know I'm here. So I'm coming up. First one gets spotted. We get a shot into him. He misses. Get him right in the tracks there, which was nice. And we finish off the cruiser. He's damaged my ammo rack, so we'll repair that. And this A-20's come up behind me. Want to make sure I get him. And this right there, that miss, probably is the difference in the game. So we get one shot off, and he's got the hit point advantage on me here. And just hoping for one last lucky bounce. And not to be. We finish with 5 kills, 1,392 damage. But you can see our lack of mobility there kind of hurt us. But the map awareness certainly made this more of a competitive game than it really should have been. Second game here on Mirage, and the reason I want to show you this is not necessarily a super high damage game for me, but this is a great map for this tank. The ability to use these hills. My team's moving off and doing some good spotting here, and you can see we can just pull all the way back. We're not showing anything but our turret at this point in time, and gonna go ahead and finish him off for the kill. M5 Stewart here, get a shot in. I was gonna talk about the accuracy of the gun, but that second shot there misses. So got a little bit of dispersion, but it's actually a really good gun. Pulled up a little bit too far forward there on that one. The T-46 got a shot in on me. But I can see that looks like they are headed towards Cap. So I'm waiting for that group to push on to the middle, which of course they do. Get a shot in, back up. Not sure where that one went on the T-46. Shot behind him on that one. But you can see here, just hiding behind the hill, rocking back and forth. Go ahead and finish off that guy who was low health. Covenanter's coming this way. Hasn't even paid me any attention whatsoever. And there's that T-46 again. Get another nice shot into him. So the reload on the tank is nice. You can see here aim time's pretty good. And certainly penetration's pretty good. Shooting nothing but AP here. So while this game didn't have a lot of strategy to it, I just did want to show you. Even here on the Martyr, I don't get a shot off, but I'm on the hill and able to get that gun depression down. And it really helps because you can back down fast if you need to and get out of line of fire, which is important on this tank. Just because it's got relatively no armor. So 913 damage, 3 kills there. So next game here is on Middleburg, telling the team to come take the hill first. Let's clear the hill. It's always a great strategy. While their heavies are going through town, you're up here taking out half of their team. But you can see we've got one that's not listening, and he's going into town. We are using this hill right here and just pumping in shots onto the PZ-3A there. And not sure why he's going to back towards me, but we'll take it and finish him off. So now it looks like we've got two in town, and they're fighting two that have shown up anyway on the mini map. Still haven't seen all of the team, so being a little cautious here. BT7 is he's gonna get a good shot in on me here. I knew that was coming, but I was hoping I could finish him off, which the team does. And so we're up a tank, but not for long. Our B1 went into town and died alone there. So anyway, what I'm going to do here, and another great use of this tank, and there's not many tanks in this game that can do this, but coming up to this ridge here, and I can get that gun depression down. I was waiting for him to give me a nice shot on the side, which we can penetrate just fine with this. As long as you see we got red in the front, but we can even shoot at the wheel there, track him, and get another shot in, and the team finishes him off. Now we're up a tank at this point in time, but this BT, I don't understand why you would push into an area where you know there's three tanks. So I'm gonna come down, and I kind of pay the price for this here in a minute, but you can see all three tanks come across, and now I just want to get down off of this hill, and one of them gets a good shot on me, but I just want to get down off this hill and get down to safety. And you can see here with the very good accuracy, we get that shot in. And not sure why he backs up there, but we'll take it at this point. Now, I figure that DW's headed my way. He knows I'm here. You know, one-on-one, he's going to win that battle every time. So I'm going to go ahead and relocate up the hill here. I'm checking behind myself just in case. And A20 comes and rams into me. I don't want him going down that way for the same reason I just said before. DW is going to be there. So what I'm doing here is just buying some time and trying to see if we can't surprise them. It'd be great if the A20 would go around the other side and we'd flank them from each side. And I see the Stewart there. He's going into base. Take a pot shot, hope for the best. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to swing out left and hopefully surprise them. A full health A20 here should be able to handle this situation all by himself, to be honest with you, but didn't look at the player stats after this game. So we've got the Stewart lined up, get a shot into him, and kind of pay the price here. He turns, we get 2 shots in, and he gets 3 shots in. Now I'm down to 1 shot, and DW's headed this way. So I'm going to book it on out of here. I can't take on a DW head-to-head. Being only a 1 shot to him. So I'm going to drive around trying to avoid the cars that might slow me down here and just stay ahead of this DW. We got a little bit more mobility than him, but not much. So Stewart has gone around the outside, which allows us to take him out. Now I probably should have just circled back here, maybe use that rock as cover, but he's gone back to base. So just trying to keep that A20 going the opposite direction for me. So I'm going to peek around here. Figure he's looking at the A20 who just shot him. He sure is. We get a shot into him here. And now he is going to just head our way. And difference there is I missed that shot. Going to get one more shot into him and he's going to finish me off. So I think that A20 is still full health. Oh, no, half health. But he's a 2-shot. Misses there. Gets 1 round to land. So I'm going to instruct him here in a second to use APCR. But my guess is he doesn't understand. Shoots him in the tracks, then he shoots the building. And this is going to be a heartbreaker. I can feel it. Two hit points left. That was a heartbreaker. But we used some good mobility, used our hills. Did 1,676 damage, 2 kills. So last game I'm going to show you here is on Mirage. And unfortunately all of these games I was top tier. I even went back, and this actually happened to be the last game I played, but I went back and played 4 more games, and every single one of them I was top tier. Can only assume that was because I had so many heartbreaking losses, but anyway, so you can see here I've pushed up into the middle using this bush as cover. Just can't quite get that gun depression enough to get a shot on the Hetzer there. So we've been spotted, and I'm not sure from where. Get a shot on the Hetzer there as he's pulling down the hill, and I can see now that must have been the Valentine that got me. We missed that shot, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull back one more dune over and get myself on that ridge again, protecting myself from anyone basically to my front and right. You can see this, the Valentine's up on the hill here, and I've got shot straight into his side. I've dropped off the radar so he can't see me at this point in time. The Lux is gonna crest over the hill there, and I get a nice leading shot into him. Figure the team's gonna take him out, so I'll push around to the right here. You can see they're kind of in an arc around the outside of the map, so I'm gonna go help the Soul. I guess that's a D2 there. So now I'm thinking the weaker point here is in the middle of the map, and I'm hidden behind this bush. Got him tracked, and finish him off with 3 straight shots. Hetzer in the BT7 over there. We've got 2 sitting down in the low point here, so I'm going to crest over this hill. And I probably should have taken my first shot at the T40 because he turns around and gets a shot into me. Team takes him out. That shoe goes flying past him. I don't know what he was trying to do, but it was good. He distracted him, and I think he ends up getting the kill anyway. Yeah, he does. So I've spent this whole game basically on the side of a hill, and why not just see if we can't get this BT7. We just missed a little bit too high. Can't get gun depression that good. So Hetzer is backing up. I don't want to go on to him head first. If he gets a nice HE shot into me, I could probably get killed by him. So this is the downside to this tank here. 30 kilometers per hour, and we're gonna lose that down to 20 going up the hill there. And we've got another hill, and this is just that power to weight ratio is just not great. As you can see, look at this, 18, 13, 9. We can barely make it over that hill. But anyway, so we're going to come up behind this Hetzer, and he's actually done a good job aiming for the track there, but I was on the move full speed, and luckily he misses. He's backed up into this building, so we're just going to wedge him here, and nothing he can do. And luckily that BT backs up into my last shot there. So what a great hill fighting tank. You don't want to take this into towns, and you're just going to get hit all over. So take this onto the hills wherever possible, and you can see you can do 12, 14, 1600 damage in this tank fairly regularly. So again, guys, hope you enjoyed this review of the Chihi Tier 4 medium Japanese tank. Stay safe on the battlefield. Enjoy the game. Keep in mind it is just for fun. Get educated, not fingered. Little finger out.